It's Gabby and Sofia with the final round of the Canadian Nationals, hosted by Best Western Plus and Quality Inn and Suites, presented by Innova, brought to you by the patrons of Park Pro and PDGA Canada.
Welcome back.
Yeah, no, it's great. We got our FPO lead card coming up here. Some of us have been hanging on the lead card for the whole tournament so far.
Some of us, yeah.
And I think we have some new faces on this one too. So back to the Lacarya Golf Course, the temp course for Nationals, playing fun.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, 7,300 feet, so fairly long, but it's got some tight, short, wooded holes, which is, kind of fun to have on a golf course. So, yeah, let's get to it. Who do we have on the card today? We've got Taylor making another appearance from Oregon. Very, very great distance on this gal. She's very fun to play with, and I'm really a rising star on the West Coast.
Yeah, no kidding. Great distance is an understatement. Just like a whip. She's long. Her throws are long. It's great. And speaking of long throws, Sofia Donnecke, Victoria BC. Third time on the Nationals coverage here. You're coming in with a 9 down throughout these 3 rounds. Back at Lacarya. I think we had, back 9 Sofia. So we'll see if we have front 9 Sofia.
We'll see. We'll see about front 9.
I have a good feeling. We'll see.
Yeah. Next up, Colleen, another Canadian. She's been on lead card all 3 days now, and she has been bringing her A game to this event as well. Really pushing. She's always kind of up there, either leading the tournament or pushing the leaders of the tournament. So I'm excited to see how this final round plays out.
No kidding. All the way from Ontario as well.
Exactly.
And no stranger to Park Pro coverage, and the first time on Nationals coverage here, we have Julie Moens from Victoria BC.
Yay.
We've been watching her climb up the leaderboard throughout the last 2 rounds, and we get to watch her crush it on the final day.
Yeah, she's sponsored by Castaplast. She absolutely shredded on the ski hill, so that got her onto this lead card. First up, we got hole number 1. It's a par 3, 325 feet. You saw this on day 1. You have to get a drive over the pond. The further left your drive fades, the more distance you have to make up to get to past the OB. So it's kind of a scary first shot, but it is nice because you can just throw a long one and, ideally park it, but mainly get past the pond.
Yeah, parking it would be nice. First hole of the day, first throw of the day. But yeah, getting over the pond is the big one. It's a little shorter to get over if you go far right,
ladies
but
and gentlemen, and especially
does.
our viewing audience across Canada and around the world, watching on Park Pro, Canada's leading disc golf media company. Welcome once again to Supernatural British Columbia and the 2024 Canadian Nationals, sponsored by Innova, Best Western, and Quality Inn and Suites. This morning we are at the Lacarya course in the outdoor recreation mecca of Clearwater, and this is the final round FPO lead card. Teeing off first and in the lead at -11, she is a heptathlete from her hometown of Eugene, Oregon, also known as Tracktown, USA, and a rising star in our sport, sponsored by Discraft, Grip EQ, and Resistance Discs. Please welcome Taylor Chocek.
We had some chase card check-in with Taylor on the first round, but really neat to be able to see her play the full day here.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to have all the shots on coverage here. Opting for the hyzer and absolutely parked.
That's what you were kind of hoping for
That's
on your
what
first
we're
shot.
talking about right there.
Yeah, she's able to go hyzer the full way and just really control that
Tied
distance
for
by playing
second,
it
2
nice
throws
and,
off
nice
the
and wide.
pace at -9. Only in her 3rd year of competition, she is already Canada's top-rated player. Sponsored by Innova and hailing from Victoria, BC. Please give a warm welcome to Sofia Donnecke.
Yeah, Sofia!
Oh, you are peppy today.
Jogging up. I realize I need to stop doing that because I get too amped and then I just juice it. I think this was... I think I know what I'm going to do here.
Oh.
Actually,
Yeah, you had your signature J in hand. Maybe
Yeah.
you
had to do it.
you kind of knew what was going to happen, so you just
Yeah.
down quite a bit.
Also tied for second at -9. She is Canada's third highest rated female player, hailing from Burlington, Ontario, sponsored by She Dyes Her Discs and T3. Please welcome Colleen McInnes.
Yep, Colleen sneaks over, gets a nice skip, and is also probably just outside the circle there.
Yeah, really good start. Close.
Close. The lead card, having shot yesterday's hot round in FPO division. Earlier this year, she won the Tournament Capital Open A tier in Kamloops, and she's part of the Moens clan, Canada's leading disc golf family. Sponsored by Castaplas, Julie Moens.
One of 5 very active players, but I think every family member plays.
Yes, they're a big part of the West Coast disc golf community out here. Going with the Stig, and there's a left to right. That thing goes forever, so it's easy to... Once it starts turning, it goes. But definitely safe over the water there.
Oh yeah, well clear. And like you said, just huge distance on that disc too.
Yeah.
Stress-free play though. Get yourself
Yeah,
the par.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with making sure you cross and then having a stress-free 3. First putt of the day.
Yeah. Just at edge of circle.
Yeah.
Stress-free par.
Yeah, it was long enough that I wasn't going to be pissed if I missed.
No.
Oh, man.
Top band.
Good commitment. And Taylor setting the pace on that first hole. Making a statement.
CTP, birdie. Great start.
Yeah, we've nobody missing short, which is good. You don't want to see that.
No, exactly. It's yeah, I mean, the hole's over with. It's the only water carry of the day. We play water adjacent later on, but to get that over with first hole is both like nerve-wracking and like, whew, okay, it's done.
Yeah. Here's a slow move Taze Heiser. I'm not sure what disc she's throwing.
I was gonna ask.
Could be a Raptor.
Looks stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, just playing that pace perfectly.
Might be a zone.
Nice and wide. Look pretty fast.
Maybe
held it up and it
it's
looked like
a
paper
flippy nuke actually.
thin.
Yeah, she needs to throw her full distance.
Yes. Hole 2, par 3, 351 feet. We're playing out from this little gap here. Got a lot of clearing in the middle, and the goal is to kind of get it into these trees as much as possible. If you're playing it out right into one of those gaps, you're getting into the pin quite nicely. You find trouble on the left. If you fade out to your early left, then it's a bit harder to get back into this basket here. But otherwise, pretty trouble-free going into this one. It's just a matter of getting it clear out there and hopefully giving yourself a look at a birdie. Ooh. The way that was turning, I thought it was going to hold nicely, but she might have a look through the trees here.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't just go with a hyzer. I think there is a tree right off the tee pad that kind of blocks it, but I'm still going for it. I'm throwing a champ eagle. I lost that eagle. I miss it.
No.
Scooting to circle 2.
Yeah.
Circle 1 edge. Yeah. That's a nice flight.
Beautiful.
Nice shot.
Yeah, getting in front of the tree. I think just at circle's edge as well. Played really nicely.
Yeah. Julia with the boss. She does work with that disc.
Shot, Julie.
Oh yeah.
And that looks great.
That is Oh,
Slow down, buddy.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Hits the
That's-
bullseye, gets a big skip, but that was a beautiful shot.
I feel like one of those shots that you watch back on your on coverage like this, and you're like, oh, that was excellent.
Taylor lays up, I think.
Yeah, probably obstructed with the height of the trees.
Yeah. Got an
And you
Annie
are-
bid here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're lining up a funny shape.
Trying to get crafty.
Oh,
This basket, I think I got the spit out on there last round
yeah.
one. This one not as good, but
That was the shocking round one spit out. I thought for a second you
Shocked.
had redemption, but
No.
it was a really good bid though. Good flight.
all right.
Colleen a bit
see.
wide, but
Yeah.
pinned up right against the tree there. Julie scooting a little far after hitting like the base of the basket.
Oh,
Oh.
are you kidding me? I don't know what that hit, but
It hit
It
chains.
got a lot of chains.
Yep.
she had to straddle that too. But
Yeah, really good commitment on that. But yeah, I think we're all putting for par.
yeah. So no birdies on this card. There was a couple birdies on the day. Let's see who got them. Jordan and Lauren Butler had the birdies on two on day 3.
Fantastic.
So not a ton of birdies.
No.
Considering we were all
350.
putting.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. This basket didn't let any through.
Yeah.
I love the way Julie lines up with her disc. We can like read which disc she's going to be
Yes. The Voss. I believe it's a driver, a high-speed driver, but
throwing. I
it's
believe
got
so.
it's got a great, like, she'll flip it up and it turns for her. Hole number 3. All right, we're back here. It's pretty short, 260 feet. Plays a bit uphill, low ceiling, a lot of trees to hit. You really want to get past these bushes on the right if you want to have like a stress-free par. If you hit early, it can be challenging to scramble. I guess if you're gonna miss, go out to the left because it's more open, but this hole is tricky. It's got some teeth for being a pretty short hole on the course. A flex forehand is a pretty popular play, and but some people make the backhand work. So let's see what we got here.
Yeah, it's a tough one to get out of either way. I think the if you have the backhand, you still have a low ceiling to contend with.
Yeah.
And a gap.
Taylor hits. Oh, she
Oh.
got through. Sweet.
Did she hit?
Yeah. So she
Oh my
actually.
gosh.
It's not necessarily a flex. She just threw a flat. I'm throwing a bit of a flex with a stable disc.
Your lightweight destroyer.
Yes, you know it.
There it is.
Yeah, I just let it work back. And much better than day 1 where I was scrambling from pretty early on in the fairway. I've got a putt for birdie.
Right. Yeah, 2 birdie looks so far.
Yeah. Got to start chasing down Taylor, right? And that's a bit low, but she'll have a bid. for
Yeah.
bird. Yeah.
Yeah, and like definitely using the right shape, the right line for the backhand, keeping it low.
Yeah. Julie hits the ground. It's tricky. You don't want to mess with the ceiling, but the ground play isn't great, and it's a bit uphill, so you can be tricked into throwing low. All our shots
Hey.
yeah.
But she's out to the left, so she'll have an open look to get herself under the basket.
Yeah.
She executes that really well. Got herself maybe a 20-something, 20 feet.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tester, but
Oh!
that had a good line.
Yeah, more shrubbery on that one. I think it took off just enough pace, unfortunately, but really good shape. Nice.
There we go. Setting the pace early, which is nice.
Yeah, getting yourself on the board.
Yeah.
And a great putt.
Thank you.
Birdie, birdie.
Yep.
Yeah, Taylor not stepping off the gas or taking her foot off the gas for the start here. Julie a little high. She's gonna tap out.
Yeah.
Still me, actually.
Colleen's
got that Timmy's.
The coffee. It is a trick. I started doing that more and more.
Have
Just
you?
Carrying my coffee for the first 3 holes.
Okay. Keeping it like casual.
Gotta
keeping
keep
it-
that caffeine wave going into the round a bit.
Exactly. You don't want to crash too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially playing in the morning here. I can't remember what time we were teeing off.
It
But
was
you
a
can see the mist. You
Yeah,
can
it's
see-
chillier. We're all kind of wearing sweaters. The warm coffee is nice to have in your hand too. It's like a hand warmer.
Exactly. So we're through 3 holes on our lead card. Lead is keeping the lead. We got Chase keeping Chase. Taylor 2 down through 3. So she's, like I said, her foot's on the gas. She's running at this. But you're 1 down, and along with a few others who are 1 down on the round. And,
Yeah.
we'll see if there's some movement on the leaderboard. But so far we're keeping our
Yeah, I mean,
our
there's
chunks.
a good little race going on in the top 3. If Taylor can hold on to the pace, then she's got a bit of a buffer. But
Definitely.
anything can happen. We're pretty early on in the round.
I know, it's only hole 4, par 3, 235 feet, another shorty, but we are dealing with a left to right, low ceiling, tight wooded shot that plays well to a nice low forehand, maybe a lightweight destroyer, not sponsored. But we do see the backhands work here. There's a sneaky hyzer gap that gets you to the pin, but if you can push a low, or even like a high turning shot to the outside of the woods landing in there, then that works as well. But I think we're going to see a number of these shots, some
Yeah.
nice right hand.
I think Taylor's
back
flicking her
forehands.
zone probably, or a raptor.
Goodness.
Let's see.
Oh, that's...
I'm gonna say zone or raptor for most of these shots.
Oh, she got
Let's
the
see.
roll away.
How sharp is it? That looks like a
This-
raptor.
That's sharp. That's sharp. Yeah, the
She's gonna be
unfortunate
like-
roll backwards away from the
Yeah.
basket because it was heading in the right direction. Beautiful. Oh my goodness.
I lost.
Oh,
Nice.
I thought you were gonna get the leaner. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Didn't you say like 2 rounds ago that you were like just starting working on this forehand?
I got to
Or
this
getting
event
comfortable?
and I was like, I have to throw forehand. Like, I don't have like the late backhand turnover with slower discs. My better shot is to learn a sidearm and
Or-
use the ground play.
Or throw backhands like Colleen
Or-
did here. She
or
laced
go
it
that
again,
way.
second
Yeah.
round on this course, and she just peered the gap.
Julie going a bit higher, challenging the ceiling, but she sneaks through as well. And she'll have a putt from circle 1, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful.
That's great.
Yeah, there's room out high and left, so whether you're doing the backhand or the forehand, it's nice to be able
Yeah.
to play with that up there. But overall, really well done by the card.
Yep.
Nice.
Taylor not leaving much extra to me.
No, she's like, you want it? Come and get it.
Yeah.
So this whole card, she's
Yeah.
I think this is past BC Open. She came second to you at
Yeah.
BC Open, so she's
Yeah, we've got a good
she's
little
fighting.
rivalry going, we can say.
Yeah,
She's back for more.
another beauty birdie from Julie, beauty birdie from Colleen.
Yeah, and
Do you
if
think
I
you
make
can get
this
it?
if I make this guy, that's a star frame.
Woo! Well done.
So
This is no it's a short one, but it's not an easy birdie. It's not a gimme birdie.
yeah, there was 6 birdies and 4 of them were on this card.
Yeah, so that's you're getting strokes.
Yeah, it played 2.93, so actually played under par, which is great. But
watching this.
there was actually more bogeys than pars on this hole,
I
so
believe
there
that.
was some tricky plays on that. Hole 5, we got a par 4. It's 570 feet. There's some rough on the left. You want to push a distance driver anywhere to here, and we're approaching this cluster of trees. It's sort of tucked in there. I like a flick into the basket, but we've seen a lot of people make different shots work, and it's quite a fun hole. I don't think there's much danger in terms of OB that we have to work on, but you really want to nail that second approach shot.
Yeah. Stay out of the left. You're getting yourself in there nicely.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
You're up next.
Stay turning. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Wow.
Allen inbounds.
That's exactly.
Unbelievable.
That camera pan got me. I was like, that was great.
Amazing.
Had
And
to say
thank you,
something.
PDGA Canada. If you're a PDGA member in Canada, then your membership contributes to events like this. So thank you.
Taylor turns one a bit. I think if it had more height, it would have worked out. But
Gosh, yeah. I had some pace on it.
yeah, I'm throwing one of my newer Echo Star destroyers, so it's still got some stability. Hasn't quite beat in. I leave it a bit left, but
Okay.
I should get around. I don't know what it is, but I haven't been executing that tee shot both rounds, which is frustrating because it seems pretty straightforward.
It's open, but I see.
I think Taylor's shots made me like, oh crap, the air is flippy.
Yeah, flippy air. You know, we're at elevation. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Maybe there's moisture kind of dragging my discs to the right, but
This
Nope.
is well done.
There we go.
That's the line.
that's a good spot to be.
Yeah. I'm not you, but I'm sure there's a temptation to like keep it tight so you can get as much distance as you can by keeping it straight. There's that Voss again.
Yeah. Yes. She just
There
has
it
it dialed.
is.
That's great. Best of the
Beautiful.
bunch.
Yeah.
Julie making work up the fairway there. Standstill flicks though. So she
I was
made
gonna
some
say.
progress. Let's see. She probably wanted to push in further,
Yeah.
but she'll have a putt.
A little obstructed, but great distance for standstill.
Yeah. This is definitely one that like Taylor is looking to birdie. I feel like a lot of the field is.
I think so. I think if you can execute off the tee, get yourself in there. Colleen is in the trees. Maybe a little too much turn off the throw there. A little early, but great shot.
That fights out and gets some skip.
Yes.
There we go. Julie's showing us how to
Perfect.
play the hole.
Yep. Yeah, that's perfectly broken down.
Yeah. So I did make some progress if I'm thrown fourth, but I have to.
Holy smokes, you are. You're on the front edge
Yeah.
of the brush.
But I yank it a bit. I think when you have stuff touching you when you throw,
Eee.
like I don't know, sometimes it just causes shanks, even though I'm trying my best to like line it up.
I believe that.
Yeah.
There's this like, okay, this is touching me. How do I not get it to touch me? Yeah, very obstructed. I think she must have hit something high, kept her from finishing on that flight. You look like you have a look. Another Annie bid.
Yeah. That had a good little pop, but need a bit more Annie
A
to
little bit more.
glide over.
Ooh,
This is fun.
splits it. Perfect.
Not even surprised. That's amazing. Fantastic birdie by Colleen. Beauty.
Yeah, shorty
Textbook.
birdie. Yeah,
Yeah.
well done.
So 2 birdies and we're looking at 2 pars for me and Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
The hole itself was the 8th most difficult hole and played actually exactly as a 4. 4.00 was the
There
average.
we go. Good
Had a
number
good
of birdies.
split. Yeah, 27% birdies, 27% bogeys. So
Rest of
it
the
was a
field
good full
just breaking
hole
it down.
for the course. Yeah,
I think so. I think a very fair hole.
yeah.
I think for a lot of the field, it's like you gotta execute the distance, you gotta get the right line and get there. But if you're a big thrower, you still gotta be cautious of these trees and get yourself into a gap. So I think a really well-designed hole
Yeah.
for our FPO field. Moving on to hole 6, par 4, 610 feet. Working with a left to right gap to hit with a Mando to the left of this. So a lot of our players looking to push straight out of this gap. give yourself a look to approach the green on the right here. And maybe for our forehand or backhand flex players, we are looking to push around this corner and give ourselves the most distance as possible off the tee and make this a little less scary. We have 2 OB shrubbery hazard. They're not hazards, they're OB, but they look like hazards. You want to get yourself over those at least before you get yourself up into between these 2 trees here. Tough hole to kind of execute because it's got good distance for being a pretty 90-degree left to right.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a fun camera angle on this. Oh,
Gotcha.
Colleen leaves it a bit low, but it's sneaking out there.
Yeah, those trees are magnets.
We'll see if she attacks the green or lays up from there because it's quite the right turn. There still might be some trees in her way, forcing a big flex or forehand.
Yeah, even if you're getting yourself straight out this gap here, Julie, hopefully
That stig.
good
so,
bounce.
That's a good spot.
Yeah.
Good result.
Similar though, we'll have to see if she's going to go for the big attack or if she's going to lay up to before the OBs. It's a tough one. Even if you're straight out, it's still a big distance to get yourself to the basket. You really want that turn.
Taylor also under committing to her straight disc, missing on that left side there. But I think if you get past it, being left opens it up a bit more. I'm going my forehand again. I'm just greedy.
Hey.
So as long as I can get out the gap, that should be perfect. So that's sort of what I was hoping for from that shot.
I think that's pretty darn near perfect.
Get around the corner and then fade right.
Yep.
You're going to make your approach more of a mid-range than a driver shot.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Julie playing for the skip and nails it. That's awesome.
Right up in the middle there.
She'll have a shorter approach from there. Still uphill though, so it's gonna... You can't be tricked on this hole into leaving it short. Colleen goes for it, and is she gonna land on the strip? No, she gets past it, so that's
Well
awesome.
done. Big bid for birdie, but we'll see what she does with that.
She's got a jumper.
Oh, she does. Yeah, she's got great distance, so no surprise that she went for that.
Yeah. Now that works back. Let's see if it skips.
Oh, wow.
Great shot.
That's fantastic. I wasn't sure if that was going to fade as much as it did, but
Yeah.
sure did.
I'm going with my eagle.
Oh, I'm liking that.
Yeah. That's sort of my comfort shot, is like a
Oof, beauty.
eagle hyzer.
Yeah,
Let it push.
that distance, like, what is that? 280? 290 for
Probably
you?
300,
Okay.
but I'm at this point. I'm trying to think back. But it did play uphill, so it might have been 290.
Yeah. Great shot from Julie as well. Little circle's edge.
I'm surprised she didn't go with a backhand for the approach, or for that shot.
Yeah, it might be that slope that got her.
Oh no!
I think
Colleen
maybe if it
laid
was-
up
Oh,
and
shoot.
got that roll.
Yeah, not a kind green.
Nails
Wow.
it though.
Doesn't matter. It was all part of the plan.
Yeah,
Laying up for par.
everything went according to plan.
Everything.
On paper.
Yep. On paper.
That was just as far as her last one.
I think
almost.
so. What a shot. Well done.
That's great.
It's as if you had, like, in your mind, you're like, do I lay it up or do I run it? And then it was like, okay, well, the layup wasn't the one, so I get to try the the running it as well. Well done, Colleen.
Super awesome.
All smiles. I love it.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, let's go.
Just outside.
I think it's
Cashing
well
it.
outside
Yeah.
circle. Both of those were pretty long putts and uphill.
Uphill, too.
So it's cool to see that.
And high
Taylor-
obstruction with the branches.
Also nails it. That looks like circle's edge right there.
We got a putting clinic going on here.
All right. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, maybe 30 feet, 28 feet there. But my distance can be really bad sometimes.
Mine too. Don't worry. I'm the one asking if I'm outside circle when I'm like 40 feet out.
Yeah.
Another birdie.
Yep. So me and Taylor are kind of neck and neck here. Birdies,
Yep.
pars.
You're not giving each other a chance to run away too much.
Yeah.
There's that cool camera angle you were hoping for.
That's pretty awesome. Oh, no, don't look at this.
Why not?
Actually, that's not bad.
It's great. That was
It
a
worked
great
out.
shot.
It was a good shot.
All right, checking in with our scoreboard here. Hey, we're still keeping things relatively clean, although we have Amber coming up onto our leaderboard here from Chase card.
Wow.
Otherwise, 4 down for Taylor through 6, with you close behind with 3 down. Yeah, we got some movement going.
Yeah,
but,
the lead card is kind of holding the pace. We're all staying within 4 shots. It's still a battle. No one really making huge pushes out of the clump there.
no, everyone's staying really clean.
Yeah. All right, on to hole 7. It is a par 3. It's 310 feet. The path far right there is out of bounds, and you just want to. It's maybe play slightly downhill. I'm throwing a mid-range straight at it, but really anything will work. Just try and park it, I guess. It's a straightforward hole.
It is, and it's nice to come to this one after being in the woods. Feels
Yeah.
like you're in the woods for quite a while, so then you get to come out here and really just throw one. Get yourself up to the basket, give yourself a look for birdie. Done and done, right?
Yep. That looks like
a mid.
a zone
Oh.
or a buzz.
Okay.
But actually, that might have been a buzz.
Ooh, that is flying nice. Ooh, gets caught up a little early.
Yeah, so
Fools
that
all
tree,
of us.
yeah, that tree kind of eats up some of the hyzer plays.
Man, that was gonna finish perfectly, I bet.
I know. So I'm going with a J, which should be a bit straighter than. But I throw it a bit high. But it does fade less. It just kind of drops down
Okay.
as it's fading. So.
That's really good. You
Yeah.
avoid the shrubbery.
Mm-hmm.
Colleen getting good height, fading a little early.
Yeah. She was over there the first round, I think, but
Yeah, we'll see if she has a look. She's just in circle 2 though, so not too far out there. There's that turn on that disc.
yeah, the Voss.
Coming out a bit early, but some trees have kept her in
Caught
circle
her.
1. Yes.
Yeah, a little long, but she's got a putt.
Wow. Good push for Colleen. That's a tough one. Ooh.
That was a really good bid.
Yeah. Good line, just a little high.
Hit the bottom of the band. Did she putt through the trees?
Ooh. She got herself nice and low.
Oh, no.
She's,
Okay.
she's like emerging from the branches.
Great birdie there by Taylor.
No kidding.
I am trying to match that. I do.
You do.
A little battle going on
I
here.
know. It's awesome.
How am I'm like, how am I gonna make up 3 shots on this girl? She's birding everything that I birdie.
I know. She's not
You
giving
know?
you any chances. And par.
Yeah.
2 under for the card. It's a good hole.
It was a good hole. There was, let's see, it played under par, 2.93, 20% of the field getting birdies. So Lauren Butler carding a birdie as well.
Nice. So like not too many birdies, so
No.
but not many bogeys. Moving on to hole 8, par 4, 456 feet. We're getting back-ish into the woods a bit, pushing ourselves out of that gap, out into the field here. Again, from round 1, we don't want to turn things over too much into the right or have things fade out into the right depending on what we're doing. But it's mostly a matter of getting yourself straightened out, so that you can give yourself the best approach to this green, which has hazard long, fairly close to the basket. So it really makes you think about your upshot. The closer you can get off the tee, the better it feels. And if you fade left even, then you don't throw right at the hazard, which is also kind of nice. But you can see how obstructed this is off the tee. Taylor may be thinking a bit about that gap. Keeping it too low, and it does curl off to the left.
Yeah, she's
got some work to do to get herself to the basket.
She probably hasn't practiced from that spot.
No.
I also really stretching the limits of this fairway.
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
Also, not getting quite where I want to be off the tee.
A little bit right, but open.
There we go. Colleen throwing a turnover.
Beauty.
If it skips past that, okay, so she's by that tree. If it had skipped a bit further, it would have been pretty nice.
Yeah, great shape off the tee.
There's the Voss.
This is nice shape.
There we go. That's like all you really need to do off the tee. Like just throw a driver straight. But it's funny because you saw some weird tee shots on that hole, even though it wasn't a tight gap to hit.
No, but you do feel like you want to get it
channel.
right.
Yeah, you got to get out the chute. But
yeah, when in reality, doing exactly what Julie did sets you up really nicely for your approach.
That being said, Taylor has a pretty open approach, and now she's got a putt.
Away from the hazard.
She made sure she didn't push past the pin, which is number one.
Still a bit of a tester, though. But putting for birdie.
Colleen up against those trees. She bit off a lot of distance to the pin, but
lovely.
Had a tricky approach, but nails it, and she should be putting from just outside bullseye. But Julie, she's got a wide open approach. Maybe a bit timid on her upshot there.
Maybe, but keep getting yourself nice and close there.
And
ooh,
yeah, I scooted Toro up.
Beautiful.
There's a nice amount of ground play on this course. Like you got skips and stuff, but it wasn't crazy fast, like maybe at Vegas or something.
Yeah.
Is that the first putt that Taylor has missed?
I think so.
I think it was circle 2, maybe.
She cleans up though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
we all missed putts on hole 2, so.
Oh, that's true.
Never mind. But
never mind.
Her putting has been super solid, so I expected her to make that one.
Yeah. Julie does it well though, showing us again how to play the hole. Colleen too.
Yeah. And I should be able to make that one as well. So
I believe in
we
you.
all pick up a stroke on Taylor, our current leader, which, it's exciting for us and the people watching back home to kind of get that battle tightened up there.
And the first time in 8 holes where this has happened that Taylor's kind of missed one on the rest of the card. So.
Yeah.
But
well done to clean it up.
Are those bangers?
Yes,
the
they
one
are.
With the groove? Okay.
GT bangers. I don't know what that means,
I don't know either.
It's a great name for a disc. All right, hole 9, par 4. It's 680 feet. You got a big turnover backhand shot or a sidearm off the tee to get around that tree you flew by, and then you're landing anywhere kind of in this open area, so that you have your approach to the basket, which is kind of behind these trees. You could opt for some fancy backhands, but I'm hoping to just be able to take a sidearm around and skip down into this little area where the basket is. It's one of my favorite holes on the course. It's a fun but challenging tee shot. I'm opting for a flippy destroyer, I think, and just throwing it at the right side and letting it turn and do work.
Oh yeah.
So that one fades a bit more at the end, but that's a great spot actually.
Yeah.
I think that might be better than day one. You can see the basket, which is really nice because you need to get pretty far up there to be able to even see it past the trees.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, to have an open look at the basket like that is pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, what, pitching up a Toro in there?
I was pretty happy with it. Maybe it came in.
Maybe.
Colleen didn't quite turn it enough. It faded a bit early. So she's in the rough. It's going to be tricky to attack from birdie from there, but for birdie, Julie, can it get... Yes. Julie going with the sidearm route.
With the skip.
Yeah.
Ending
That's
in a great spot.
Yeah, that's a good safe play to avoid that early fade we saw for Colleen. I think...
And the tight pull, too. Like, if you're doing the high backhand Anheuser, you don't want to end up pulling it too tight into these trees. Taylor not worrying
Throws
at
a
all about
great
it.
one. Yep, that's another dime. She's a bit more right than me, so she's going to have more trees between her and the basket.
There is a right-hand gap if you're right enough.
Oh,
But
Colleen,
I don't know. I like your left-hand gap.
Yeah, Colleen was not in the rough. That's awesome. I think her... But she did hit a tree. She had a tricky approach there.
Dang. Yeah, she saw she had to go pretty full power on that.
Yeah, Julie going sidearm on the hole so far. If that pushes through, she'll have a putt. Didn't quite get to the basket, but...
Yeah, Colleen's shot nice and
There we
open.
go.
She's funneling.
Beautiful.
That's so good.
Great scramble.
Fantastic. Oh, layers are coming off.
Yeah, I'm flicking a Cayman just around, keeping it simple.
That'll do.
Yeah, that's fine.
That'll do. Momentary panic.
Yeah.
Nah, you.
I was trying to get it to fade into the basket after it landed.
A little early,
skip.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Shade, Taylor's caddy, also coming up from Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah, there's some great caddies
Ooh.
on the day here. I think Forrest caddied me, was playing MPO. Shay was playing MPO. We had Nick Culver caddying for Julie. And then I think, was Chris around on that? I'm not sure. But good vibes on the card.
No kidding.
I'm looking really upset.
You're probably still thinking about your early Cayman release, and yet you get the birdie.
Yep.
Super well done.
Sad putt made. I don't know why.
You're gonna
That was
be
my
big grumpy.
focus face.
Yeah. Another birdie from Taylor. Also with her focus face. Yep. Julie squeaking that in. Along with Colleen. Great scramble from Colleen.
Yep.
Yeah. Well done. Grumpy putts.
There we go. It felt kind of like a must make. Like, it wasn't that far, but, you know, I had to make that to keep pushing the pace because I knew Taylor was parked for birdie.
And I'm sure that's like constantly on your mind as you're playing this whole round. Like, what can you do?
Exactly.
Because you're still 2 back at the end of 9. And
we're
back to the leaderboard. Things still pretty consistent. We have our front 9 or our lead card keeping the top 4, and chase card keeping the next 4 spots.
Yeah, so me and Tay both doing great in that front 9. 6 down, that's a lot better than my first day for
really
sure.
Good.
We got Amber at 4 down still. That's awesome.
That's huge.
Making moves up the leaderboard. It's always fun to, you know, make those big climbs. And then, a lot of people under par for the day, including yourself and Lauren Butler.
Yeah, there we go. Not bad. So back 9, we have a whole front 9. We have a whole back 9 to go. So make sure you join us for that. But in the meantime, check out Park Pros, YouTube, Patreon, like, subscribe, comment, keep watching, because we'll be back for some more just shortly.
More excitement for sure.
Excellent. See you in a bit.